ENTJ tends to be a more rare personality type within the Myers-Briggs type indicator. They make up only 2.5% of the total population. 1.5%, about 1.6% of men are an ENTJ, while 3.3% of females belong to the ENTJ preference. Within the ENTJ, we're going to see that they are very decisive, and these are natural leaders, this personality type. They're going to assume any leadership very readily. They're quick to jump in on emergencies and find solutions. They see logical, and they're going to be able to find procedures and policies to solve any kind of problem. They quickly are going to also see illogical and inefficient procedures and policies, and then they'll develop some comprehensive system to really solve some kind of organizational problem. They love long-term planning and goal setting, and they tend to be really well informed. Especially, they love to gather knowledge. They may be good readers, and that's because they want to expand their knowledge and then share it with others. They also, however, can be quite forceful in presenting their ideas. Looking at how their functioning pair impact their personality type, we're going to see that their thinking function is their extroverted function. And this means that they tend to be very natural critics. They set their own standards, and they're very forceful in applying them, especially to others and to organizations and to themselves. They value intelligence and competence, and they really abhor inefficiency and ignorance. They can be really tough if the situation calls for toughness. They tend to be decisive, clear, and assertive as well. But they're also very intellectually curious. They like new ideas and complex problems. This goes along with their intuition. However, their intuition tends to be a little more on the introverted side of that functioning pair. They don't tend to be what we usually see. They're able to conceive possibilities and create insights, especially as they make decisions and plans. They tend to be very innovative theorizers and planners and even global thinkers. They're excellent solvers of organizational problems because remember, they're a natural leader, and they're really able to make intricate connections and patterns and relationships within organizations. They're action-oriented, strategic. They think ahead, anticipate problems, devise plans and systems. They are able to marshal and control resources in order to really achieve any kinds of goals. Now, the ENTJ tends to be best in a leadership role as an organization builder. They love to conceptualize and theorize and translate possibilities into plans. They love to be able to achieve objectives, both short-term and long-term. And they're able to really see any kind of illogical and inefficient procedures. They want to correct them. And this is going to be accomplished by using the resources, meaning that they're going to organize people and situations in order to get things going in that right direction. They're strategic, they're visionaries, and they're very adept at planning for the future needs of people. However, when they are confronted or they have a problem, or maybe their personality becomes very stressed, they're going to become excessively opinionated, and they're going to fall into that fourth inferior function, the feeling function, which is less developed, and that's where the uncontrolled emotions are going to come out. They're not going to be able to really control them. They're going to have emotional outbursts and maybe even show anger or other emotions unexpectedly. They are hypersensitive, and they're going to take criticism very personally. You're also going to see that they become very critical and judgmental of all things, and very bossy or dictatorial and impatient with others, especially with others' feelings. Others tend to see the ENTJ as being very energized. Why? Because they're stimulated by interactions with other people, especially when they can gather more knowledge and information from other people. They love to challenge people's statements and behaviors, and they expect that others are going to defend their values. Because why? That's what they would do. And they're going to then see that there's a result, which has a mutual learning. Now remember that ENTJs really admire people, and especially people who are knowledgeable, because they want to be able to see what they think and to be able to argue persuasively. ENTJs really prefer that things are settled and clear, and that their objectives are clear, and that they know where they're going. However, they do like to explore things, especially ideas, and that can pull them into this really intuitive part of their personality type. They're verbally fluent, they're decisive, self-confident, and they're going to really urge to organize others. However, because of all of this, at times they tend to overpower other people and other personality types. They're direct, challenging, decisive, object, fair, and even stimulating.